We're going to take a look at production and billing enhancements now. The tracking module, which was a plugin for the previous versions of RB, can be used to monitor jobs as they move through your production workflow. An example of this would be when a client orders a transcript. Tracking can be utilized so we're seeing who is working on producing the transcript and where it's at in the stages of production. This will give you the ability to keep up with all of production's tasks and see which resources are working on which portion of it. So that's all built in now. In RB8, you have to create DYMO label templates on one PC and copy them to all the other PCs that will be printing the labels. Now there is a label templates function in the tools menu, and all labels are shared amongst all users. Shipping is now its own function in the production menu and is now tied to the invoice created for the order. You'll be able to search using the invoice number and create a new shipping label from there. When adding a witness to turn-in, there's a witness email address field, and if populated, will give you the ability to email witness letters from the letters function. If you subscribe to RB Connect, your reporters will have the ability to populate the witness email address during the turn-in process as well. In RB8, if you have ever used the letters function, you were limited to viewing the letters on the screen and either printing them out or exporting them. There was no direct email capability built in. Now when generating letters using the letters function and collection letters function, you now have the ability to email those directly. Creating PDF transcripts is now separated as its own function instead of being part of turn-in. This is a better process than having users go into the witness setup in RB8 turn-in, as you can go straight to the function and start the process after finding the job you want to work on. You will notice a considerable performance improvement of the creation process in RB9. In RB8, the creating of transcript packages gives you no preview of what that transcript package actually looks like. You would have to log in as your client and look at it if you wanted to. You can now see what your clients are seeing when it comes to transcript packages by being able to preview them right after creating them. This will give you a better idea of what you're including in each transcript package so you can see them right away and make any changes that you need to. In RB8, when you print invoices with multiple witnesses, the witnesses appear however they're entered. If you ever wanted to change the printing order of the witness, you would have to delete all of the work in all of the quadrants and start over. Now, in adding multiple witnesses in turn-in, you can change the order of how they're listed, which is how they will appear on the invoice. The billing calculation now accepts to the thousandths place, where previously in RB8, you could not go past the hundredth place. You no longer have to wait until turn-in to apply a billing rate. A billing rate can be tied to a contact and or parties and will follow the contact through billing for jobs and already have that billing rate set for orders. So you don't have to select the billing rate if you already know it. In RB9, you can set open invoices to stamp past due in the system preferences now. So let's take a look at these. First up, customizing the witness order in turn-in. So let's go to turn-in, production, and then turn-in, and let's search for job 18307. Let's go ahead and click on the job number, and we'll notice here we already have one witness listed. So let's go ahead and let's add a second witness. So we're going to click add over to the right. And so we're going to take out Erica's name there, and we'll leave Ricky. Notice to the right, that's where the witness email address field is. So you can put their email address in there, and that's what the letters function will email out based upon. We'll add some pages here, and then we'll assign a resource. And we'll click Save and Close. Okay. Now, notice to the left of each witness name, you will see the arrows. The top resource shows an arrow facing down, and the bottom resource shows an arrow facing up. Let's click the up arrow next to Ricky's name, and you can see they changed places. So now you don't have to worry about which order you input the witnesses. And if you ever need to change the order, this will save you a ton of time. This will also affect your invoice printing as well. Okay, so let's close out of here. So let's say we have a contact that is always going to be billed at the same rate. What can we do to tie the rate to the contact setup? So let's go to the contacts function. So one of the things that you're used to doing in RB8 is you always have to click set rates in step 3 for every single job. And sometimes, you may already know the rate. Maybe you bill the same rate for your clients. This is going to help that portion. So we're going to select, let's search for Harvey Specter here. And let's go into his setup, and we're going to go into edit mode. Let's go to the marketing section. And here you'll notice there is a billing rate field. And if we pull the drop down, you'll see all of your billing rates in your system. So we can select standard depot as his billing rate and then click save. It's that easy. Every job that you schedule and have Harvey added as a party, that billing rate will now be tied to his party setup and will automatically follow it through the billing process. Now, if that's not the case, and it's not going to be for a lot of you, and not all clients are billed the same rate every single time, can you just manually put a rate in at the job and have it follow through all the way, or even for the case? Yes, you can. You can do that. So let's see how it works from the job level. So let's go to the calendar list view function. And first, let's click new. We're going to start by scheduling a job. In the firm lookup section, we're going to search for Pearson Specter and select that firm. Okay, let's just set a scheduled by. We're going to select Jessica Pearson as the ordering contact. And again, let's do a date and time here. Let's go ahead and set a date and time. We need a little bit of data to at least save the job. And then let's go ahead and save it. So now in the party section, let's go ahead and click on Jessica's name here. And on the right-hand side, we're going to scroll down till we see the billing info section. So there's the billing info section. And notice there is a billing right here. So we can go ahead and pull the drop down and select standard depot rates here if we wanted to. You can do that job by job. So let's go ahead and save this and close out of this job as well. Let's talk about the past due stamp on open invoices. When printing open invoices in RB8, you would have to print out all of the open invoices, go through them one by one, and stamp past due on each invoice. Then if you wanted to email those invoices, you have to scan them all back into your computer, save them, combine them as one PDF, and then email them. Now this can be an automatic practice when sending out statements with open invoices in RB9. So first, let's take a look at where you set that option. So let's click on Setup and select System Preferences. So in here, let's expand Billing on the left and then highlight Invoice. Now over to the right, you'll notice with those checkbox options, there's an option now that says Stamp Past Due when balance is still due. If you check that box, past due will appear on any open invoice. If you leave it unchecked, the stamp will not appear on any open invoice. So let's see this in action. Let's go to receivables and send statements. I'm going to click search here to display all of my statements, doesn't matter. And so now let's just check off any firm. The first one or the second one's fine, yep. And then what we'll do is we're going to click on send and select print open invoices only. So this will bring you to a preview, and here's an open invoice, and you can see past due stamped on it. So this will also show up on invoices when using the send invoices function and client activity. Okay, so let's close out of here and let's move on.